Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Patricia Delgado. I am happy to present my research poster about my applied doctoral project that focuses on the recruitment and retention of Hispanic millennials, a participatory program series for organizational leaders. A little bit about myself. I'm a graduate of the PsyD program in industrial organizational psychology. I am the CEO and founder of my research firm called the Bridgify Group. I'm originally from Texas. I have a vibrant 3-year-old, and I'm a proud U.S. Army wife. This ADP showcased the construction of a 3-day participatory leadership program series for organizational leaders. The program series aims to encourage leaders to assess or reassess their recruitment and retention strategies for professional Hispanic millennials. The program is also dedicated to creating a level of understanding and skill set for leaders to effectively manage the unique work approaches of the Hispanic millennial due to their bicultural and generational qualities. The Hispanic millennial professionals are a unique population that delivers a cultural richness, which has been stated to be a powerhouse. The program series is targeted to CEOs, COOs, and executive level leaders. The 3-day leadership participatory learning session created in this applied doctoral project provides leaders with an overview and an understanding of the Hispanic culture and specifically the values of the Hispanic millennial to gain insight also on how to positively manage the Hispanic millennial's employee psychological contract. Lastly, the leader gains a new skill set that values individualism and embraces the many shifts the workforce is currently taking. The staggering facts about Hispanic millennials proves why this multi-talented group of workers are essential to the workforce. The data provides compelling and credible reasons for leaders to pause and evaluate personnel strategies, management approaches, and how knowledgeable they really are about the Hispanic millennial worker. Hispanic millennials are identified as individuals between the ages of 25 to 40 years old and who self-identify as Hispanic. They represent 22% of the millennial population and 25% of the Hispanic population. Embracing their Hispanic heritage and American values, they make up 41% of the working Hispanic population. They are also a prominent youthful group of the Hispanic workforce. Hispanic millennials are prominent influencers within their families and societies and are a large portion of technology and social media users. They are very loyal and concerned for the organization's welfare and others they work with, placing them secondary and laser focused on obtaining organizational goals. They passionately believe in advancing their career to achieve the American dream. They are eager and ready for the challenge. Due to their bilingual abilities, Hispanic millennials have enhanced cognitive performance and advanced executive functioning over monolingual speakers. Hispanic millennials inherit fluidity and do what research calls code switching. They are able to effortlessly switch between their Hispanic values and behaviors to their American values and behaviors with no added stress. This reveals a rare ability and skill set to cope and handle with the many workplace changes and different environments that are happening currently in the workplace. For those and other reasons, Hispanic millennials play and will continue to play a large part in the workforce and society. The main research problem for this ADP revolved around the challenges organizations are having in recruiting and retaining Hispanic millennial workers. However, there are also next level concerns that have informed this project. Today's leaders are missing out on the many contributions that Hispanic millennials can make in their organizations. A lot of the time, Hispanic millennials are underrepresented in leadership and management positions. And today's leaders continue to struggle with gaining knowledge and understanding about the effective management approaches that value diversity and individualism. A lot of the time, many organizations possess a one-size-fits-all mindset when leading human resources practices. And organizations are spending a large amount of time and money with failed recruitment and retention efforts that result in substantial turnover. Today's organizations lack a robust organizational support system that values human capital. Why is this important? Well, as I mentioned, a slow rate of Hispanics are advancing in the workforce and society. Hispanics need to reestablish their proper place in America's society. Also, as mentioned, they are the largest and fastest growing minority population and represent the majority of U.S. workers. We also need to assure that Hispanic millennials, as well as Hispanic generations after them, are not overlooked but championed, and increase awareness of the barriers that impede Hispanic advancement in professional and leadership positions. The research questions uncover how organizations and leaders can gain understanding and knowledge about the Hispanic millennial based on the facets of the psychological contract and a specific organizational individual cultural model. The questions also uncover what effective approaches and challenges organizations and leaders will have when recruiting and retaining Hispanic millennials. The literature review provided the research analysis and interpretation of the research from the following main topics. These topics and the research associated to each one inform the aspects of the Leadership Participatory Program Series creation. Also, each topic played a role in providing validation and confirmation of its impact in the program series. The research concepts and theories utilized in the ADP utilizes the psychological contract theory, which is identified as an employee's unwritten contract, which is fundamentally psychological and determined by the perception of the beholder. This psychological exchange is identified as the exchange of mutual understanding and consistent negotiations between the employee and the organization, and incorporates the actual psyche of the individual. The second is the organizational individual cultural concept model. It lays out in detail a dual pathway that organizations and individual Hispanic millennial employees are encouraged to create in order to have a positive and engaged Hispanic millennial professional workforce. Lastly, I utilize participatory action research, which is a reflective research method that values the inquiry of all participants through 3 focus areas to result in actionable change. The psychological underpinnings of participatory action research require participants to maintain a reflective cycle of thinking to empower action. It is this underpinning foundation that became incorporated in the program series. It is with these 3 research concepts and theories that informed the creation of the leadership program.